today, it speaks volumes, the amount of people that have turned up, the happy faces, the questions that have been asked and the answers that have been given us by the children. Some of them are here for football, some of them are here for skills. 2 or 3 of them are here for the nachos and the sausage sizzles. The whole aim was to put children on grass parks, and I think it's an amazing opportunity for Kaikohe to be the first and to offer our support around the rest of New Zealand going forward.
It's been months in the planning. We got here early, we set up, there was a vibe already straight away, like within probably half an hour of us kind of finishing setting up. The kids started to play straight away in all the stations, unguided. This is unstructured play.
I think it's really exciting. I think there's so much potential that's traditionally gone untapped, particularly in our rural and Māori communities in Aotearoa in particular. So I see this as a very commendable first step, and it's a learning for everybody involved, from the grassroots club and community right up to OCEANIA Football Confederation and everybody in between. And I think if we can get everybody on the same waka around what's most important, and through an equitable lens, and also recognising our te tiriti or waitangi through practical application of what that actually means, and doing that through football, I think the game will be better off for it. This is a first step moving forward.
Well, OFC social responsibility, part of the co-design for us is really providing a supporting lens and bringing everyone together to collaborate, assisting and facilitating an opportunity to come together to fundamentally understand the needs of the community here and how we can incorporate the values and needs of the community into a program that works and is led and driven by the community.
We've been working on this concept for about 8 weeks. The last 3 weeks have been where we've gathered the majority of our understandings around community need. But this particular project has given us an opportunity to go even a step further. What we found is there's 3 values that Kaikohe feel that can actually help address some of these needs.
The kia ora, bringing people in and welcoming them, the whanau ora, having the family involved and running little games, and the football ora at the end, you know, the walking football where we have the mayor in goal for Kaikohe. It's just been everything we wish for has happened today, and that's the community brought that together with our coalition of people.
Yeah, so the harakeke bush, as it grows, the young shoots always start growing up through the middle. So around the middle, young harakeke bush, the new fronds coming through is generally the parents and the closest supporters, and then the fronds outside are the uncles and aunties and the wider community. And this is how we package it up as the football community. So through our football community, we look at supporting the rest of the layers in between, because generally what happens when the flax is harvested, of course, is that the outside layers get picked up first, and then the inner layers are left to grow.
And we feel that football has a power to bring particular types of agencies together to help with wraparound services.
This is the first time that we've been involved in this community-driven collaborative approach to a festival, and how great to have the kids playing football, and then hopefully the kaumātua and kuia and aunties and uncles playing walking football a bit later on. What we'll do at New Zealand Football is keep working with those communities, rely on our new partners and friends in OFC and Māori football to help us understand where the needs are and how we can reach into those communities. Because our role is to support and nurture and be available and lead where we can. We don't want to take charge of things anymore. We want to be included and be part of the future.
I think that's actually key, because that's how we end up with buy-in. This is really about establishing football as a pathway forward, and not just the game. It's all those what they call transferable skills, I guess. The lessons of what happens when you don't always win, and the disappointment of losing, and also when you win, what do? You're winning with being grounded. You know, and that's a huge part about it, is finding those treasures that we hope to find within our communities, but it's also for the other kids as well to learn how to deal with disappointment, and also, you know, the other side of it is also to aspire.
I'm keen to understand how we can incorporate community values, a grassroots-driven approach, into programs like Just Play Grassroots that can be developed, tailored for different communities. potentially how we can expand that with New Zealand football and with different community regions and clubs, but also for our countries throughout the Pacific, and perhaps a more flexible model that might work at scale for Pacifica countries, bringing in their community knowledges into program design as well.
For me, where I am totally privileged, working for New Zealand football in the legacy and inclusion spaces, we will leverage the Women's World Cup, not just to be an incredible event for Aotearoa, but to make that real impactful change going ahead for Wahine, but also our communities. And so our legacy starts now. Thinking is really focused on people, opportunities and experiences, and yeah, that's going to drive us for years and years to come.
I see this as a first step on a new kind of chapter, or a new part of the journey that football is going to take moving forward, and it's quite exciting.
Today was groundbreaking. It sets a precedent for us to be able to go forward and look at how to co-design based on community need and understanding. Today's a big day, today's a big moment.